Assalamu alaikum and welcome to a new video in the Wissam script. Before we start, I have to admit that this script is not my strongest, so the things you learn here don't take as granted. Go back to the artist's website or page on Instagram. You'll find it down below in the link in the description, and this way you will get a better picture and better shapes of the letters. Today we are going to talk about the letter Dal and Ra. For Dal, we are going to start with the scaling. We've got two sides of it. The upper side, which is 2.5 dots, 2.5. We take straight lines from here, and we are going to do a curve that is going this way. It goes down, sharp move, then up, then back. It's like the old Pepsi logo, if you remember it. I'm not sure if people will remember that, or Sonic the Hedgehog. That you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, I think. Yeah, this looks horrible. Good thing that's defocused. Anyway, so the first thing we are going to do is to do a sharp move down. Also, the angle would be quite vertical, not 100% vertical, but quite sharp. Then we go up and we curve back down. Now I want you to notice that both curves sort of end at the beginning and the end, so it doesn't go up above or below the line. And this is the first move, going down, then up to there and back. Now you'll notice that this curve is actually circular, meanwhile this one is very sharp, because this one will connect, meanwhile this one is the beginning of the top. The second move will extrude 2 points after this move. So we've got the first one down here, and the second one will extrude 2 points from the edge of the top part. And for this one we are going to use the same move we used for the bat, this one. If you went back, you'll find that we had a move in the bat that looks like this. We will do the exact same shape up to here, then we are going to rotate the pen while moving so that it will give us this ending, the sharp ending. Now if you don't know how to do this move, I urge you to go back to the Ruqa, and we explained that more in that script. But to remind you, you use the way you hold the pen, you move the pen this way, rotational around its axis, and this way the angle of the cut will start rotating and left off the paper. This way you will end up having these shapes, the sharp edges. So we said that we start with the bat move, we go down, we rotate, and finally we've got the sharp edge. Looks pretty. So we come back here, we go up, down, rotate, and we end down. We end it here. Now I want you to also focus on the what do you call it? The inside of the Dal. So you can see the white area in the Dal. You want it to be this shape. I'm talking about this area. This way it looks like a bird. You want it to be sharp, but at the same time you want it to be different sizes, right here and here. So it starts narrow, go back, then it becomes bigger outside here. You can see the difference in sizes. This way you get a pretty one, focusing on the negative area. This with regards to the Dal. We will come to the connected one later on. This is the singular Dal, and the Dal would be the same thing but with a dot on top of it. Letter Ra and Zain, we have two shapes for that one. The first shape, two moves. The first move is 2 points high, and we are going to use the same move that we used for the singular bat, the beginning of a singular bat. Go back, curve, and stop here. You'll see that the lower side is sharper than the upper side. Now the second move is 4 points wide, and it's 1 point below these 4 points. You see the edge where we started, we stopped. This way you will get this curve. Now, making it better looking, you've got 1. Now you add your 4 points, proper size, then you go down, then you rotate, lift the pen, and you go back. Now the difference between this one and this one is that this one the curve is going left, so this is not as good as this one. Here you can see that it is rounded. You've got equal areas on the right and the left. This way you get a better shape. The Zain is the same thing, but you add a dot up here. The second shape is basically two moves, curve up, then curve down. For this one, the first move is 2 points wide, and this point would be the point where the curve goes up, then comes back, so it's quite curvy. So the first move, the pen is almost perpendicular, goes up, then down. Now after these two dots, we start curving the other way around. It straightens up a bit here. Then we need to curve it so that it would go all the way down this point and goes back like this. It's quite flat compared to this one. It looks like the ra in the thuluth. The ra in the thuluth looks like this, where you have 2 points of height here, 2 points of width here, and this is 2 points. So this one is kind of derived from this shape in the thuluth and the nasakh. So these are the letters for today, singular, dal, ra, zain. Both of these work as ra and zain. Now when we connect these letters, it's quite pretty and simple. Let's start with the letter ba. For example, Badr, moon, full moon, ba. Then we go up like this. Now the dal keeps its shape, but it connects here. You see where it connects? Then we go back and we do this. So we connect the whatever comes before it to this part. You could start it this way so that you would get your head around where it connects. Add a ba. Finally, I'm going to use this ra, and this gives you Badr. You could also connect the ba to the dal with this shape. We've got a ba that looks like this. We saw in the alif or in the bas, in the ba script. We've got a ba that connects to a ra that looks like this. You go back to the line, then you come back, you go up, and this is the ra that we just talked about. Stop here, then we do this shape. So this could be burr, which means wheat, and you could use this shape. You go back and you curve with the same ra that is there. Now this is, for example, turba, which means gold. You could use the big ba. This way you get turba. I want you to focus on this small nudge down here changed it from a ra to a letter and a ra. So this is ra, but this is ta ra because we have this shape. I hope this is clear. Now let's connect it with a ha. By the way, these are practices you could use back home. We're going to write hadid. So let's see, we are going to use this ha. Go back, go down, then go back like this. We said that we connected down here, therefore going to come down and do this. By the way, you should always at the beginning add the scale for your letters so that you get the right size. I don't do it just to keep the video short and easy to understand. Then we add the dal. This is ha dal. I'm going to use this here and connect it to a dal. You could put the dots up here or down here. This way you have the word hadid. Let's try ha and ra. We could use the same ha, but I want you to look how. So this ha comes back from here, and we have this shape of a ra, the one that goes back and up. So as you can see, the second move of the ha actually goes smoothly with the first move of the ra, and this we could have har. The ra generally starts from here, but since it's connected, they just merge into each other. So this is har. We have another shape that looks like this. So we could use this ha, the big one. We go back, up, then back, and use this shape. Now you can see how smooth this is. We could use this to write harir, silk, and this will give us a nice design for a logo, for example. Silk is very smooth and gives you these lovely waves when you see the fabric. So this combination of letters allowed us to manipulate or use the smoothness of this script and implement it into a design that we wanted it to reflect the meaning of the word. In this case it is harir, which means silk, and we want it to be smooth. I'm not as smooth as I'm usually today, but it's fine because my hand keeps hitting my other hand. Harir. You can see how the word sort of closes on itself in a nice smooth way. And yeah, this is basically Wissam. You choose letters and you connect them together, and they give you some really nice combinations that you could use for designs. That's why it is used for signatures, for generally designing logos. I think you will see it quite a lot in the modern time because it is a flexible text. Alright, to recap, today we've talked about 2 or 4 letters, dal, dhal and ra, zain. For the dal, this is how it looks singular. For the ra, we have 2 shapes. When we connect both letters, we use the same shape of the letter and we simply connect it for the dal or the dhal from here. And the ra, we look at the letter before it and we connect it. I want you to practice these. Try combinations of letters. For example, now you could write harb, you could write a hajar. Try 2 ha's and a ra. When you use 2 ha's, try this ha, connect it to a different ha. For example, with this one, let's say, if it works. It doesn't work, it looks ugly. But yeah, try, and yeah, we could connect it to this jahad, for example, ignorance. So try all shapes of letters together, and if you want, you could send me your homework or whatever, your practice, on my Instagram. If you do any practice, you could send it on Instagram, as I was saying, and I will see if they work or not. But again, I want to remind you, you should go back to Wissam Shawkat, the artist Wissam Shawkat's account on Instagram. That way you will have more examples, because I want to keep the videos as short as possible so that people don't get bored. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and keep up the good practice, and let me know if you want anything to be mentioned in the videos, or if you have any notes about anything, let me know. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Like, subscribe and share if you think these videos are any informative or good at all, and see you in the next one. This has been Amar Audi, and have a lovely day. Goodbye.